I look tired as fuck. I went to bed at 5 a.m. because, college life! Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Onyx and today's video is going to be an art journal flip through. So, a little background on this. I made this 2 years ago in senior year. This kind of came together because my friends and I all got really into making these art journals all at once. And so we would collect things from our life that we liked or little pieces of art that we did. And we kind of made these huge collage books. Without further ado, let's just get right on into the journal flip through. So I wanted to start by introducing the fact that my journal actually came in a set of 3. So this one was one of the ones in the set of 3, but this is not my actual notebook. It's not got anything in it. And I just wanted to have this here so that you could see the difference between the original journal and the finished product. Like, this thing became such a beast. There's a lot of hot glue and a lot of paper and a lot of random stuff in here. And so, it just grew completely out of proportion, and I think that that's really funny. So, just starting with that. So I'm just gonna flip through it and talk about why I made these pages and what they mean and all of that. So this was one of the first ones that I made. I was just kind of experimenting with what I wanted things to look like and different materials I could use. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but this is actually ribbed with hot glue. And then this was just a paint chip, and I liked all the names of them, so I just drew what the names. So this page, I made a couple of these drawings with these flowers and on these cardboard things, and I just kind of wanted to put them in the book and pair them with something that looked nice with it. So Indian paintbrush always kind of reminded me of fire and I don't know. So I just made this page with song lyrics from things that talked about fire. So yeah, that's Hosier, and that's, I think it's Imagine Dragons, but I don't know, don't hold me to that. I made this a while ago. So this page is pretty weird. I'm not really sure what I was trying to do with it, but it's interesting. That's just a picture. I don't think this says anything, just my friend made it and I glued it in there. Then we have this thing that says trust, and then it says lust, and there's a lot of words on this one, so more Hosier lyrics. What's funny is there's actually a condom in this page, so that's nice. Always be ready to go, protection is key, friends. And then so that's a Joker card, and it says, I like this little saying that's never let a fool kiss you, never let a kiss fool you. So I just wanted to put that under the Joker card, so I don't know. I thought that was interesting. So another page with this cardboard thing, and I just wanted to make a page that is aesthetically pleasing with it. What was interesting is this looks like it was a page about my ex-boyfriend from high school, but if you actually read it and look about what this page is about, it's literally just leather jackets. I had more of a thing for leather jackets than anything else. So it says, worn from years of wind and cold, withered from foul weather, warm from such a careful hold, all wrapped up in leather. And then these paint chips are called leather. And yeah, so I wanted to make it aesthetic with the bluebells, and that's why it's blue. But yeah, I was I just really liked both of our leather jackets at the time, so I made this page because, priorities. Okay, so this is one of my favorite pages in this entire book because it just the colors are really nice, and I love all these patterns and the Zentangles, and I love mountains, and it's got one of my favorite poems I've ever written. And so this one also flips up, and then you've got more of the Zentangle, so it looks really similar to this. And now these are different mountains, so whatever way you have it, there's mountains in them. I don't know, I just thought all of this was really cool, and so I'm really stoked about it. And here's the poem on the inside that says, to the mountains I will go, jagged jaws of rock and snow, hearing clear the earthly call, marching to the fate of all. To the mountains, to my tomb, soiled flesh to seed to plume, all I was but alone, nothing left but teeth and bone. So I really like this page. One of my favorite pages in this entire book. More of these flowers, and then making an aesthetic page. And this is probably my least favorite of the three of them. And this just says how many that were fit to rule were led astray and played a fool. I don't know why. I was just trying to make an aesthetic thing. But columbines are one of my favorite flowers, so like they're pretty weird, and I just really like them. Oh, this is not even part of the journal. I just stuck this in here. My bad. This is from a tattoo shop in Oakland, and I was gonna hang it on my walls because I think it's pretty cool. So this page, this is another one of my favorite pages. It honestly doesn't mean anything. Like, I just saw all of these pictures, and it just gave me this, like, really nostalgic vibe. And so I just wanted to, like, I just wrote this and made this just to, like, sort of fit the theme of what these guys were feeling. But it actually says nothing about, like, what I was feeling in high school, because, like, this isn't true. None of this is true. And so it says, "And all these burning letters remind me of that one bridge. Shall I track the time in seconds, or better yet in heartbeats? So better is the difference between being alone and being lonely." But yeah, it's it's literally not about me. But it also has these hot glue outlines that I like to do, because like hot glue was like a really big part of my senior year because I made my entire AP concentration out of it. So like it kept coming into this book, and it makes it really thick. So yeah, so in this one I was just collecting papers, and I collected these birds just because I have a thing for birds. But what was interesting was I was kind of noting the style, how like these two are like really realistic and these ones look drawn. So I wanted to like make it seem like these were real birds and these were fake birds. And so it just says, "You really must take pity on them, for they will never touch the sky." And then this again was just kind of like an aesthetic response to this page. And I just put a haiku on it because I felt like it just needed something. So, "Feel the cool breeze cut sharp against your skin. Behold the pale crystal sky." This one, I just loved this. I loved this picture so much, and I loved these ferns, so I just put them together. Also, there's like this interesting how they both had like these little strawberries on them, and I thought that was super cool. So, yeah, I just really like moths, and so I wrote a little thing about a moth. Stumbling on through life like a moth to a flame, driven and doomed. Yeah, so that's kind of depressing. Everything I write in here is depressing. That's just like the go-to. It's funny, all of these ferns, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's hot glue lines, so all of these ferns are kind of a little bit 3D too. And I don't know, I guess I really like texturing things, but it does make it kind of nice, so. This is a funny page. It looks like a really nothing page, but it has a lot of significance to me, just because of a memory. But this says, "Good coffee, good vibes." And so these two little business cards were for a photography person, and they were being like displayed in a coffee shop that we go to, that my friends and I all went to, and like that was kind of like our hangout spot. So I grabbed those because I thought they were really pretty. But on that same day, we ended up going to a shop called Good Vibrations, which is a sex shop. And I'm not sure if this is appropriate to say, but we bought vibrators in this color. It's just kind of embarrassing. It's not even embarrassing. You know what? Take pride in your sexual health and sexual experience. This one is kind of a cluster because this was originally a part of a different art piece I did, but I ended up really hating what the art piece meant in the end of it, and I didn't want to like deal with that anymore, so I cut it out. And instead of this being like a really depressing story, it's sort of a story of victory, of someone like never giving up and coming through. And so this was a found poem that just says, "Her arms raised, she emerges." And then these are Halsey lyrics, so "I'm meaner than my demons, I'm bigger than these bones." And I just liked that, and I like the aesthetic of this page. So a lot of these pages are made just because I like the aesthetics of things. I was learning about existentialism in class, and existentialism really resonated with me. So I kind of made this page about like chaos and not having a plan and like just kind of being out of control. But I really like this thing, and a lot of people said that maybe I should get a tattoo of it. I might have ripped it off from somewhere else, though. I can't remember. Kind of interesting. It's shiny. It's in gold metallic. I have this meaning, it just said life, death, and rebirth. I really liked this black paper with the plants on them, and I wanted to draw these things, and I liked this beetle a lot. I don't know. So yeah. This is just one of these pages that I made for the aesthetic of it, because I loved this, and I loved this, and then I had these cool things that I think we got from IKEA, and then I just wanted to, like, mirror it and, like, have all these cool strings going across it. I don't know. It's honestly, this means nothing. It's just, like, I thought it looked cool. And, yeah. But, yeah. So, actually, this is one of my favorite pages, too, just by, like, the visual effect of it. This one was interesting. I really just didn't know what I was doing today. Like, doing on this day. And so I just kind of tried to, like, find colors that were similar and go along with that. And I like these flowers, and I like these flowers. And a lot of the stuff that you're seeing in here is from, like, a wallpaper book. So all of these things are, like, wallpapered and actually, like, textured and interesting. So this says Free to Roam, the Dreamer, and then you actually have to turn it upside down to read this one. But it says, return to a time uncertain. Do not hold back her need to dream. And then up here, it just says expression. And I don't know. I liked the found poem aspect of it, and I like the aesthetics of it, but this is a pretty random page. And so this little thing is just like a picture of a house, and it says, go outside, darling. And then this one is, the ancient Egyptians would prescribe a walk through the gardens as a cure for many ailments. It would be wise not to disregard such a practice. So it's like saying, like, go outside and, like, be outside. And it's honestly, like, a very healing practice just to, like, go outside. So that's that page. It's pretty simple. This is, like, a pretty scary page. Again, this was wallpaper, and I have no idea why you would want this on your walls. Like, that sounds terrible. Because it's just, like, this sheep getting murdered. Like, it's fine. But then this is a picture of the catacombs in France, which I really liked. And I liked this gold foil, I guess. Another found poem, A Grave Warning, he said he told the truth at the end, which just kind of relates to that. Like, in my brain, it doesn't really make sense, but, like, sure. Then written up here, it says innocence, but then in this code that I made, which is actually old now, I remade it, but it says where innocence comes to die. So, you know, hidden things like that. Oh, this is an interesting page. Again, I just like this texture, and I just wanted to see what I could do with it. And so much clutter in your mind. And then this comes out like this, and it just says, leave the cluttered world behind. And so, yeah. I don't know. Oh my god, I'm never gonna get this back in now. Okay, there we go. Oh, so this year I, like, learned about minimalism and got really into being a minimalist because I was moving out to get ready to go to college. And I just made a page for this, and I just really wanted to write minimum out like that, because this is just, I like that a lot. And I just had all these paint chips, and yeah, so I was just into this. I don't know, it's a pretty simple page, very minimalist. Oh, okay, this is also one of my favorite pages just because of the way it worked out, like, so well. It's from a Melanie Martinez song, and I just, like, the things that I found for it were just pretty incredible. So the words say, should have never said the word love, threw a toaster in the bathtub, I'm sick of all the games I have to play. And I thought that this was fantastic because there's so many hearts, obviously, but this, like, being lightning, and it's threw a toaster in the bathtub, so it has to do with, like, electricity, and, like, having that be, like, the method of suicide, and so it's, like, shocking the heart. And then games ended up right in the center of a crossword puzzle, and I just, like, really like the aesthetics of this. And just, yeah. And I was really into Melanie Martinez as well. So, like, this page just came out really good. And I'm just pretty stoked about it still. Like, I still think it's pretty cool. This page, I can't say that much about. I'll just say that it's for an old friend. And this in the code says, goodbye, dear friend. We shall meet again in the end. And I can't read that. But yeah. It's probably not what you're thinking. It's probably, honestly, I'm looking at it now and saying, oh, if it's for an old friend, I'm obviously talking about like someone who died. That's not what I'm talking about at all. Like, it's honestly such a crazy story, and like I feel like I could get in trouble for telling it, so I'm just not gonna do it. But like, it's not a mourning page. I'll just say that. So this was a page I made, again, just because I liked the aesthetic of things, and when I like the aesthetic of things, I think about, like, how they relate to my life, and, like, what I can say using them. And, so this one says, "No, nothing has ever quite scared me like the thought of being lost at sea." And then under this, like, fabric, it just says, like, "Drowning, drowning, 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 drowned." And I don't know, yeah, drowning really scares me, and the open ocean really, really scares me, so, like, I mean, it's true, but, like, I just made this page because I was liking this, and I had all of this, and I just wanted to use it. Again, just like this, and then just made an aesthetic response to it. So it just says, "Over the river and through the woods," and then these are porcupine quills that my art teacher had, and a feather, and I just really liked this picture, so it's not really about anything per se, but it's just, I don't know, I just liked it. Completely about the aesthetic, I had this gold paper, and I wanted to do something really geometric because I was getting into geometric art at the time, and it honestly means nothing and says nothing. It's just like I was playing around with it, and I liked how it came out, so it's in here. So this is like the most clusterfucky of a page, because it's essentially just a bunch of trash. And I was kind of like in the middle of a storm in my life. I wrote this out, and it says, "Every time something goes really wrong in my life, it's like I'm put through a shredder, and I have to pick up all those little pieces and put them back together, and I'm never the same way as when I started. And I put so much time into gluing every little piece together, as if every little scrap holds some indispensable aspect of my being. But I've only just realized it's not the scraps that make me me. That's not it at all. No, it's the glue." And so just me being like way too into hot glue, but also talking about like the ability to like come back from things and like move forward and that kind of thing. This just says, "Sometimes simplicity is really all you need." Again, very minimalist. Same time, I really like the juxtaposition of this and this. Sneak peek of the other page that's coming up right now. So I really liked this magazine where it just had this really blue water and then the forest, and I was just really into that. And then in here it's the moon. And so this is one of my favorite quotes from this song, and it says, "When adventure's lost its meaning, I'll be homeward bound in time." And then the rest of the lyrics are over here and over here. But yeah, so I thought this is a pretty page, and I don't know, this quote has a lot of significance to me. And then here's the end, and it just says, "So tell me, dear, what have you learned this year? Enough to fill a book," and so I have. And yeah, so here's my book of learnings from that year. And I mean, like, honestly, senior year was like a big year for me. I learned a lot, I made really good friends, I had times and I had really awesome times, and it was just, I'm really happy I have this because like all of these pages are really significant to me, and I really like them, and I'm really proud of this whole collection of work. And yeah, I don't know, I'm really proud of this book, and I wanted to show it because it was like a really big body of work that I've done, and I don't know, I thought it was special. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the end of this. Wow, my eye bags are really bad. I should really sleep some more, huh? So here we are at the end of another video. I really hope you enjoyed my journal and my artwork and everything else. If you did, give this video a like. What the f am I supposed to say? Like, comment, subscribe, right? That's the general YouTube thing. I'm really bad at making these end videos. Like, I'm sorry. I feel so awkward doing it. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to be my friend. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.